It was a typical 24 hours of Le Mans endurance race in 1999, and everything was unfolding as expected. It was a high-speed race featuring the top high-tech race cars of the time, and nothing seemed amiss. That was until this moment. This is the story of how Mercedes made an error in their aerodynamic calculations, leading to one of the most iconic incidents in the history of motorsports. But first, let's go back a little bit into history. And don't forget to hit subscribe button to stay with us. In 1996, Mercedes-Benz had a robust involvement in motorsports, supporting teams in Formula One, IndyCar, and the International Touring Car Championship. However, when the ITC ended after the 1996 season, Mercedes-Benz pivoted their focus towards the emerging FIA GT Championship. Their racing allies, AMG, were commissioned to come up with a design that would fit the FIA GT1 criteria. These vehicles, labeled CLK GTRs, were envisioned for dual functions: competitive racing and civilian road use. This was in line with the championship's rules, which mandated that race cars should echo production models. Right out of the gate, the CLK GTRs showcased their mettle, securing victories in 7 out of the 11 races and grabbing both drivers' and teams' championships. For the 1998 season, AMG refined the CLK GTR's design with the launch of the new CLK LM. A major change for the new design was the replacement of the CLK GTR's V12 engine with a smaller V8. This decision was rooted in Mercedes' strategy to gear up for extended racing challenges, such as the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which wasn't on the FIA GT's roster. This strategy bore fruit as Mercedes clinched their back-to-back FIA GT championships that year, marking victories in all the 10 races. Following the overwhelming performance by Mercedes, several GT1 contenders chose to not return to the FIA GT Championship for 1999. This led to the FIA eliminating the GT1 class. The Automobile Club de l'Ouest, the minds behind the 24 Hours of Le Mans, mirrored this decision, with the FIA GT emphasizing its GT2 class in 1999. The ACO introduced a fresh racing class named Le Mans Grand Touring Prototype. The guidelines for these sealed cockpit vehicles bore similarities to the old GT1, but also intertwined with elements from ACO's standing open cockpit Le Mans Prototype, LMP class. With the CLK LMs no longer fit for the FIA GT Championship, Mercedes shifted their sights to the ACO's innovative LMGTP class. The initiative to create a car aligned with LMGTP standards started in September 1998 as Mercedes was wrapping up its participation in the FIA GT Championship. The project was spearheaded by AMG's motorsport sector. Due to LMGTP guidelines not mandating a road-going model of the racing cars, Gerhard Ungar, principal engineer, had the flexibility to design the CLR without stressing over road compatibility or integrating amenities for the driver. The progression from GT1 to LMGTP standards paved the way for a reduction in the minimum permissible weight, dropping from 950 kilos to 900 kilo. The innovative design boasted a more compact cockpit shell, composed of carbon fiber and aluminum honeycomb. The design of the lower part of the monocoque was reminiscent of the CLK LM's fusion of carbon fiber and steel tubing. However, due to updated LMGTP cockpit testing requirements, a comprehensive carbon and aluminum top section was necessary. Notably, the CLR's body was 10 centimeters shorter in height than the CLK LM, and its front end was noticeably flatter and lower owing to a reduced wheelbase facilitating longer extensions. The aerodynamic aspects of the design were honed at the University of Stuttgart's wind tunnel, together with specialists in aerodynamics. The focus of these enhancements was on minimizing drag to achieve peak speeds. The CLR's engine was a refined version of what powered the CLK LM. Naturally aspirated V8 engine drew inspiration from the M119 engine, prevalent in Mercedes-Benz's road vehicles during that period. To offset the new air restrictor constraints in the LMGTP class, the engine's displacement was expanded from 5 liters to 5.7 liters, enabling it to generate around 600 horsepower. The maiden engine was assembled and initiated its trial runs in December 1998. The Xtrac 6-speed sequential transmission was a direct transfer from the CLK LM and Bridgestone remained the go-to choice for tires. The suspension blueprint from the CLK-LM was majorly retained for the CLR, but the rear suspension was tweaked with the inclusion of a central spring. The 1999 24 Hours of Le Mans was the 67th 24 Hours of Le Mans and took place on 12 and 13th of June 1999. The race had a large number of entries in the fastest Le Mans prototype classes. During the pre-race morning, teams participated in a 30-minute warm-up session. CLR number 4 took to the track alongside its two counterparts, piloted by Mark Webber. As he neared the Mulsanne corner, Webber's car unexpectedly pitched forward, launching more than 9 meters off the ground. It spiraled in the air, making contact with the ground on its right rear side while upside down, losing several parts in the process. The vehicle slid, ending up on its roof in a safety zone near the Mulsanne corner. Marshals managed to secure the car and safely get Webber out, who was fortunately unharmed. TV cameras at the scene relayed visuals of the upside-down CLR to viewers globally. Mercedes immediately pulled CLR number 4 out of the upcoming race and sought advice from lead aerodynamicist from the McLaren Formula One team on potential adjustments to the CLRs to avert more incidents. Feedback was also taken from the drivers about the car's stability. Pilots expressed that the car's front might become unstable at peak speeds. Mercedes opted to make modifications to the front bodywork of the two remaining cars by adding dive planes to the fenders for increased downforce, but sacrificing overall top speed. Drivers were also cautioned about maintaining a safe distance from other vehicles. On lap 76, Peter Dumbreck was in third place and CLR ran over the small apex curbing. And this happened. Front wheels lifting off the tarmac. The Mercedes spun around thrice in midair, soaring to an altitude close to 15 meters. The vehicle passed over a marshal's stand, dodged the track's safety barriers on the left. The live global broadcast showcased the CLR's dramatic flight until it disappeared behind some trees. The car finally settled in a forested area adjacent to the track, an area which had been cleared just a fortnight earlier, away from the view of spectators. The team instructed last pilot to drive the last CLR straight to its pit. Mercedes shut the last of its 3 garage doors, signifying its official retirement from the event. This is a story of how a major car manufacturer like Mercedes made an error in basic aerodynamic calculations due to an arms race, leading to the cancellation of the iconic CLR project. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe on our channel to follow us for more interesting stories.